I visited the conflict-ravaged area of Sittwe in Rakhine State. Since June 2012, over 130,000 people have been internally displaced, after Buddhists, assisted by the military, burnt houses and forced thousands from their homes into makeshift refugee camps. The UN has described the Rohingya as the most persecuted people in the world.
So starting from 9, the violence started in Sittwe area. Then we heard through friends on telephone conversation how people were chopped by Rakhines, how they burned houses. Since the first attack, Rakhines came in cooperation with police. They cover Rakhine terrorists by pointing the guns at Rohingyas. Then they burned houses with the petrol bombs they threw and they set fire. When Rohingyas tried to put out fire at their own houses, they were shot dead by policemen.
মসজিদে আর মুসলমানের দুষ্পেতে মুসলমান মাছ পিটি গিয়ে জুমা পিটি গিয়ে মুসলমানের দড়ি দড়ি লুটিয়ে গুলি মারে দড়ি মসজিদের মাঝে মুসলমান ফদুনের গলায় গেলে দূর দূর গলায় গেলে সিনে সিনে সি নজে নারা সাথী গিয়ে আর ইলা দুমরা দুমরা গুলি মারে আর দেখে মালসম্পত্তি কল আর ব্যাকুনা সিনা তারা খারি লইয়া দে আর খারি মারি
They want to drive all Muslims from Burma.
Muslim has been attacked by well plan of some extremists attached with some of the hardline military.
मौके जास्त गलम लई रायर जास्त आरा जतमे के बारे जास्त तारा जास्त घर मध्ये फेडून दी बा जास्त ओंदरा दिले जास्त आरा के मुम्मी को उधर तारा आरा गुली मारे
पुलिस गजिरे
The UN, in its special report on human rights in Myanmar, has confirmed that there was direct involvement by some sections of the state.
There should, on the face of it, be a duty for police and, in some cases, the military to make sure that people are not attacked, to actually damp down on any violence. But they are themselves not necessarily neutral. They may belong or feel they belong to one group or the other.
তিনজন দেখি অগ মায়াফরে হান্দার ফল হইতে যাইরা ফল হইতে গিয়ে দেখেন মানে আস্তে বেসা কুম্বাজিনি গুসো গিয়ে আর গো মরতরে এই ফিরাত সামাজি
The main agenda behind the violence is clear that only what is called anti-Islam, anti-Muslims. We can see it very clearly.
Human Rights Watch recently released a damning report which stated that local monks made public statements and distributed pamphlets urging the ethnic cleansing of the Rohingya.
Every day, a lot of hate speech throughout the countries from the monk.
One of the monks responsible for the hate speech inciting violence against Muslims is Wiratu, who is the head of the 969 terrorist group.
That seems to be really about trying to exert political control over people by playing on fears or perhaps implanting fears over a threat to their identity.
Central to the persecution of the Rohingya is the 1982 citizenship law, which effectively denies citizenship to Rohingya based on discriminatory ethnic grounds. Contrary to the propaganda, the Rohingya have been in the area since the 9th century, and Islam came to the region in the 12th century.
We are actually, indigenous people of this country, but the government accepted after the 1948 independence. But later, when the military dictatorship is continuing in Myanmar, the military, personnel, military, general are discriminating us for more than 3 decades.
The majority of Rohingyas are living there for more than 200 years there. So the Burmese community, but the Burmese group will not accept them as an ethnic group because they very distinct in their facial, their characteristics and their religion also. They profess a different religion. And for them to be recognized as one ethnic group, it will be a difficult thing. But they deserve every right. Those who have lived there for so long, those who are born there, should be given citizenship rights and be treated equally as any other citizen in Burma. The Burmese Buddhists are encouraged not to trade with the Islamic people, not to buy their products. So that hate movement started a few years ago, and that has gained momentum.
This monk is explaining the meaning behind the 969 symbol and showing the audience how they can boycott Muslim businesses. He holds up 3 stickers, one to put up outside your shop, a sticker for your car, and one for your motorcycle.
Well, it is spilled already. We must work very hard to stop this one, and authorities should punish the perpetrators. But up to now, it hasn't happened. I think it's a very sad day for the Buddhist people to see this. The Buddhists and the Muslim people have lived together happily without major problem like this. The first time it erupted into such a big scale.
Lunting at the Mogat Tani Golai. Bade and Mundi Banigos already.
Arare Mokomine, Arare Beshabishi Zulunguji, Beshabishi Machi, Arare Haiti, Arare Bishi Zulunguji, Arare Majid Arti Botas, Arare Hukumati Bishi Zulunguji, Monk Lawyer, Hukumat Lawyer, Soka Guru, Arare Beshabishi Majara Rohingya.
They indiscriminately kill my people. So why they kill these innocent people?
Well, I think ethnic cleansing stems from this brand of identity politics, that people are given the message that the only way to get what they need, whether it be a fair share of the cultivable land or the wealth or the public spending or the security that they need in daily life, is to, as it were, club together with people like them. They have to form a group and look after each other and look after themselves, and that's at the expense of excluding an out-group.
In Sitwe, not one Muslim can be found in the town. They have all been driven out or killed. I had to film these areas secretly where once Muslim houses stood, but since have been cleared by bulldozers and confiscated by the government. Since 1978, the military junta has embarked on a systematic campaign to cleanse the Rohingya Muslims from Rakhine state. There were originally 28 Muslim townships in the whole state, and in 1991, over 200,000 Muslims were driven out towards Bangladesh and elsewhere, and gradually all the southern townships have disappeared. In 2012, more townships have been seriously reduced in population, and others remain under threat. Today, there are only 18 Muslim townships left in the whole state.
Nearly 30,000 people are also already gone. Some drowned, capsizing the boat here, or died there on the way.
They are not allowed to do any daily activities. They are not allowed to move, to go to the town. But when they want to go to the sea, they can go.
ইন্ডিয়ার গুলো হয়ে যাচাকান লত্তা যারা ফানিগুলো দুপান হয়ে তারা গুলি মাঝে যারা ডরালে আমার তারা নাস্তা দিয়ে তারা বিশুদ্ধ দিয়ে হয়তো পানি দিয়ে মাগিবার তো পানি গেলে ফারাগারা দিয়ে তো হাই ইনতিন হাইরা আসছে আর ওয়াসে থাকিবার
মুই আল্লাহ মোরা বাসায় মন্তর হে জায়গা ন তুমি ফরানলে বাসি পারিম বলি হি মুই আল্লাহ তুনু আনম নিজে তওয়াতিলা নিজে হাই বলি দিয়াম খামা হে জায়গা ন মুই মরি বলি দিলা তাই না
But there are hundreds of thousands of Rohingyas still trapped in the camps back home where conditions are unbearable. In the most recent announcement by the Immigration Minister, the refugee camps will become the Rohingyas' permanent settlement. Human Rights Watch reports that there are disturbing inadequacies in the camps, with overcrowded tent camps and in some cases no shelter or basic aid at all.
जास्त दिला माने जास्त आरात जास्त जागा टाका जास्त बेशी आर कोता तोले जास्त हातलो ते जास्त बेशी अक्का की माने जास्त आरा जास्त दरफा दरसोल दे तोले थोड़ा दाना दे.
They are surviving only with rice, so they have a lot of malnutrition, especially for the child.
This baby is suffering from fever and there are no clinics or medicines available, and they have already lost one baby to malaria.
Without food in the stomach, we cannot survive. We don't have any work, facility for work, and facility to move from our village outside. We don't have this freedom. How long can we survive without a means of livelihood?
No, actually, they want to make some problems so that current democratic, showing that current democratic party cannot control the country and they need military, something like that. So they create the problem.
If you let them on this way, it's a subhuman situation. They will perish there, run away from there to Bangladesh or to other countries. That means a sort of ethnic cleansing. Most people are dying daily due to malnutrition, you see.
The Rohingyas do appear to be suffering from persecution and have a well-founded fear of persecution on the grounds of their ethnicity and their religion. And so therefore they would indeed almost certainly succeed in pressing claims to refugee status in countries that have signed the Refugee Convention, including Australia.
অশান্তি বুঝিয়ে ইতারা রাত পরান দেওয়ানো বুঝিয়ে দেশে থাকিলে পরান ইতারা রাততে বুঝিয়ে দেশে থাকা
para dejar warin bi boni gyo goy wera hota inti mani gie wara da chamo je hito tuan de la segre prego ti dan la hora ma chen la da ye ta la bai